When it comes to VR, not only are there 3 main platforms at the moment, but 2 of them come with loads of additional questions. Sure, get a PlayStation VR and questions about graphic cards and CPUs are a moot point. But purchase a Rift or a Vive and your homework has just begun. Suddenly you're faced with all kinds of choices. Do you listen to some of your friends who say get an AMD and you won't be disappointed? Or do you listen to others who say go for an Intel because if you get an AMD, you're an idiot? Now you've selected your CPU, then you got to decide what graphic card are you going to get. You get the same kind of dilemma. Do you get the AMD or do you get the NVIDIA? And this video is not about that choice. We're assuming you've made those choices, you've got your dream virtual reality rig all put together, and you're ready to ask what type of VR. And that's an important question because, to me, VR can be broken out broadly into 2 types of VR. Now, this is where you're probably thinking, of course, Epyx, duh. There's standing VR, room scale, and then there's seated VR. But no, I break them down a little differently. To me, standing VR, seated VR, I lump all of that together and I consider it non-cockpit VR gaming. And there's nothing wrong with that, but standing and seated is less immersive because the technology hasn't been able to accurately recreate all fingers, all toes, both legs, both arms, in a way that cockpit gaming in VR caters to PC controllers that have been on the market for decades. And it's the sheer variety of PC controllers that make cockpit-style VR gaming so damn immersive. I mean, you can make the argument there's probably too many damn controllers. And that's the point of this video. We're going to break into those controllers. We're going to take a look at HOTAS controllers. We're going to take a look at steering wheel and pedal combo controllers, break it down, and hopefully give you the information to help you decide which to buy. Now, just to give you an idea, let's look at just a sampling of racing wheel and pedal combos and HOTAS units. Let's start with the racing wheels and pedals. So just a small sampling. We got the Logitech G920, Logitech G29, Thrustmaster VG Ferrari 458, Hori Racing Wheel Apex, Thrustmaster VG T150, Thrustmaster VG TX, Hori Racing Wheel 4, Thrustmaster TMX Force Feedback, Logitech Wingman Formula Force Racing Wheel. And that's just the racing wheels. Now we do the same with the HOTAS joysticks. We got the Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog joystick, SciTech X52, SciTech X52 Pro, Thrustmaster Teeflight HOTAS X, Thrustmaster Teeflight HOTAS 4, T16000M FCS HOTAS, and that's, again, just a small sampling. So where the hell do you start? For me, it starts with a decent desk. This is probably one of my favorite. It's an Ikea Desk. I'll have the information for this desk down below. What I love about it, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg, caters to my 3-monitor setup, which personally can't kind of live without. But look at the desktop real estate and that groove right in the middle bottom there for your chair, your gut, whatever the hell to slide on in. It's just perfect, absolutely perfect for cockpit style gaming. Now, you can spend a lot of money on fancy cockpit setups. Absolutely. We're going to look at a couple of those right at the end of the video. But for now, just start with a basic desk. Something like this. You know, doesn't have to be like this exactly, but something spacious, something with desktop real estate. So this is the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro joystick. Some people might consider this the bare minimum for a VR game like Elite Dangerous. I would recommend against it. Sure, it's got the basics. You've got your hat switch. You've got programmable buttons. You've even got the ability to, twist so you can rotate your ship. And if you look at the base of the Extreme 3D Pro, it even has the throttle there. So you could assign, slow down and speed up functionality to that. But again, I would recommend against this and instead go with an entry-level HOTAS. And here's the Teeflight HOTAS for this. This right here, I would recommend as your bare minimum. If you're looking for HOTAS, which I highly recommend over a standalone flight stick, this should be your bare minimum entry-level device. Now, when I first got my SciTech X52 Pro, which we're going to look at in a few seconds, because I didn't understand the device, I almost, began to consider, oh my man, should I maybe return this thing and just go back to my $90 HOTAS? But once you've had the X52, you get to see its superiority pretty quick. But in terms of the basics for this thing, everything, hat switches, programmable buttons, throttle with programmable buttons. You see the unit right now, it's connected, but watch how easily it can get taken apart. Literally 2 seconds, you twist it, comes apart. You can rest it on either side of your keyboard. And what I highly recommend, if you're going to have a configuration like this should be your Elite Dangerous configuration or any other space cockpit game, Velcro. Velcro, perfect for these. And that brings us to the SciTech X52 Pro. Obviously, my favorite HOTAS. Love this thing. Although, as I was saying earlier, I had a bit of buyer's remorse when I first got this thing. And you got to remember, I paid $250, I think it was, for it. The HOTAS 4 cost me, what, 85 bucks Canadian? So it's a huge price difference. And the difference between the two didn't feel that huge, let me tell you, at first. And I was thinking, damn, got the buyer's remorse. Should I return it? I'm glad I didn't. Once you get to really start using it, figure out how it works, the throttle, way better quality, way more buttons to program, lots of hat switches. You figure out the LCD, just all in all, way better quality. Now, one note, the suction cups that come with this thing, utter and complete shite. Do not use them. Doesn't matter what liquid, detergent. No, none of that's going to work. It's crap. Get yourself Velcro. One of those little Velcro kit packs, 3 circles, couple of strips on the bottom, and absolutely perfect. It won't move. You'll be able to use it for all kinds of games and remove it fairly easily. Just kind of give it a little bit of a twist as you take it off. All in all, don't regret the purchase. If you had to buy one, you don't want to spend a lot, get the HOTAS for the Teeflight. You want to spend a bit more, get something like this. That brings us to the racing wheel and pedal. Now this is the Logitech Wingman Formula Force, the last one that I mentioned in the grouping, but an older version. In fact, I couldn't even get this thing working for the longest time, was finally able to get it to work. I wasn't in a position where I wanted to spend $300–400 for a better wheel, because pretty much everything is better than this one. But like the HOTAS 4, the Teeflight HOTAS 4, this is your kind of minimum entry level. It gives you the brake, it gives you the gas, it gives you a steering wheel with buttons that you can program. If you've got a hardwood floor, get yourself a little area rug or build something to prevent the pedal and brake from sliding. It will slide on hardwood, nothing more frustrating. The clasps on the desk, haven't had an issue with them. When they're tight, that thing sticks on for sure. Now, let's take a look at a little bit of crazy, shall we? A little bit of crazy if you want to go there. And let's end the video with some dreaming. So this stuff here, $500 to $40,000, depending on how much you want to spend. The bottom middle, that's a TV stand, just VESA mounts. If you're at all proficient with wood and metal, you could probably build your something for, the low hundreds. That would be functional, comfortable, and probably not embarrass yourself in front of family and friends, right? All depends on your skills. But if you got the money to burn, oh yeah, you can burn it. There's some really crazy, absolutely crazy stuff out there. So as far as you want to take it, somebody's built it to let you take it there. So we're going to end that. And if you got any questions on anything you've seen in this video, questions on something I've talked about, or want some advice on what to purchase, let me know in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys, and cheers.